Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made?
I got a bar to these.
Run Ryan.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
No way. What grade?
That one at the goal.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. We're in the festive season, fellas. Alright, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Alright, JP, Nick on the inside, fellas. What we saying? How the season treating us so far? Wagwan.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, man. Nico, what you saying? I don't know if Nico probably getting some technical issues, it seems. Anyway, well, we on the inside now. I know JP would be jumping in from a little family, little get together. You understand? The season when we doing, the season when we up and we about, you know. But again, we committed to bringing the content. We committed to, providing this platform for. To talk football and even the therapy sessions too, because almost after 45 minutes, this gonna be a therapy session, right?
Yeah.
But we here under good order, and I'm telling you, I don't want to get carried away, right? But I'm very pleased with so many things about today's game. I'm pleased about the result. I'm pleased about the performance, the reaction from the fellas, especially in the second half. I'm pleased for Rasmus Højlund finally breaking that duck, boy, because it was becoming a real weight on his shoulder, and he could have seen it.
Yeah.
You understand? So hopefully now he could play with a little more relaxed. We don't want him to be careless and to take his foot off the gas. We want him to be hungry for the goals. But at least getting off the mark was important in the Premier League,
Definitely.
So, I mean, we didn't have the review for the West Ham game. And I've been honest with you, right? I really want to talk about that West Ham game,
I feel we could just bypass that whole West Ham game because it don't have nothing to say about that game, if we be honest. It have nothing we could say about that. That was just a total trash performance. So we could leave it at that and move on. And I fully agree with that. And I could not say it any better, right? Trash performance, we move, right? On to better results today. Nicole, what are you saying? You inside?
Will you hear me now?
Yeah.
You hearing me? You hearing?
Yeah. I think Nico's still delayed there.
Delayed.
Yeah. But let me get some comments in the meantime. Alan Lewis on the inside, glad for the youth that will take the stress off him for sure. Arun on the inside, good evening, fellas. Yeah. Eric Lewis on the inside, Merry Christmas to you too, man.
Merry Christmas.
Kristen on the inside. Kristen, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Garnacho is him. That right wing is his one. Alright, what a game by Bruno and Rush as well. Unsung hero, main one, Ericsson. We looked so much better today. We looked like we would score every time we had the ball. Big shout out to Evans as well. Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, we here, coming off, and I just making a reference to West Ham. Coming off a very, very, difficult result. It almost seems as though, we'll find ourselves in a kind of hole, and then we'll get out tight a bit, and then we'll get back into that situation. So it's always a kind of up and down.
Yeah.
Right? But JP, how much you think this performance, does for the team now? Because I know we've had poor performances before and won games and then no change. But how much you think at this stage in the season, how much you think this win would do to the team for the team?
I think that's a big one, because when you look at the overall situation with the announcement, especially of Sir Jim and they finally announcing this 25% stake that he taking in the club. I think today it was important to really show if the players back in this manager.
Yeah,
And I think the performance today, it showed it, because Ten Hag would be under the microscope with this new direction of the club going in, because Sir Jim come to handle the footballing aspect of things. So I think today would have been a vital performance, especially after the non-performance against West Ham. And I think even going forward, we need to see more of this, because he going to be under a microscope for the next few games, because the club had to determine what direction they're going with Ten Hag with this team. So to me, I think it was a major result, especially against Aston Villa team who went 2 up against us. I tell you, I was playing cards, I was drinking with my brothers, and I had my phone watching the game, and I say, well, yeah, let me focus on my card game here, because this not making no sense, right? So, in between, I was still taking in what going on and holding my head and balling on and see what going on and things like that. But it really was, to me, I think it was a major 3 points that we get today coming, especially taking it from 2-0 down. It was major.
yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt. I also, even Phil would have been messaging man. He's saying, Reem, I can't handle this boy. Even Chef and all time, he say he ain't able. You understand?
Yeah,
It's hard for them fellas to not watch out the game now, because when we came
yeah,
back,
yeah,
them fellas was balling, you know? And that is what the team doing us now, boy. That what it doing us. They have us in the balance with we emotions. But again, we appreciate every I really want to point out the effort from the fellas today, and as you say, they really show as the team under the microscope, especially Ten Hag with the new ownership.
yeah,
We hearing how they would favor a different manager, and I mean we from what we reading, we don't know how true it is.
right,
Radcliffe coming in to be very ruthless now, in terms of clearing out, staff and bringing in the people that he wants from top to
right,
bottom.
yeah,
So we know that Ten Hag will be under pressure, right? And sometimes when you hear them saying, we will give you time, um, that don't really be the kind of time you would need to turn things around. So it was really good to see the team
yeah,
turn up today and play the way that they played, especially coming from behind. Because I don't think by the Sheffield United game, I can't recall us coming from behind to win this season. Every game that we went down in, we lost, right? Yeah. So that
yeah,
was that. So that kind of spirit, that team spirit, that drive, that kind of togetherness, that siege mentality, that was key for us today. Team sheet, JP.
definitely. But once I see Scott McTominay name wasn't on that team sheet, I was happier, because, and I think there's something we talked about before too. We were wondering, when the likes of Ericsson back fit and up for selection, what would Ten Hag do? And I think today we get the answer, and I was pleased with the answer that we got today, because Menu maintained his place in the team, and he brought in Ericsson for Scott McTominay. Everything else, I had no question about anything else. I think the decision to play Garnacho on the right and Rashford on the left, that as well was a big decision that worked out really well for the team
Yes,
today. I think
agreed.
Garnacho was a lot more effective, because he wasn't just trying to cut in and score. he was actually playing a lot better today on that right side. And Rashford as well was, you could see that. I feel the few games on the bench, it do something to him too as well.
Yeah, yeah. I fully agree with that. I think for me, as you say, the McTominay thing. Oh gosh, that for me, I mean, and I know all it, there's not me, going in on the player because the player could only respond if the manager choose him. He can't none more that, right? So fair
Yeah.
play to McTominay. It was Ten Hag who was picking him. But being honest with you, when I saw Ten Hag, opting for a different midfield of more control, right, and ball retention through Ericsson and Meno, I was real pleased today earlier. I'll even
Yeah.
believe how pleased I was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and on top, you had Rashford, Garnacho, Bruno, and Hoyland. I think that's as close to the ideal attack that we could
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
right? And I really also thought that the experiment, if to call it that, because we have been seeing Garnacho on the left and Rashford on the right. So I don't know if it was an experiment that Ten Hag wanted to go with, but I think that the experiment really worked because Garnacho was more direct. Garnacho was taking on the players. You understand? He wasn't, even if he would cut back, but then again, he also had the opportunity to go past players. And he was going on the byline. So Garnacho was doing a lot on the right that we haven't been seeing from nobody who played on the right hand side. Not Rashford, not Anthony.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
understand? So
You
for
hear me there now?
perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so seeing that from Garnacho today was very encouraging. It was something that kind of gave me some hope for the right hand side. And I know Nico will touch on that because we were talking about that, right? But I was delighted to see Ten Hag. He doing something. He's trying to figure things out. We always used to question whether he could do this, whether he's flexible enough to do that. And I was very pleased to see him actually, trying to fix things or change things around to see what will work, right? And I think we may have landed on a little bit of a solution here. Now the only thing with this team is they could never predict what the next step will be. So chances are against Nottingham Forest, this same 11 will go out there, and we might be here frustrated, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how it goes.
And you see what Nottingham do to Newcastle today.
Correct.
They
New
played
manager bounce.
today. Yes, new manager bounce.
Yeah. Nico, let me just get some comments and I'll get in on the team sheets, right? Thoughts on the team sheets. Alan's saying here, this is my problem with these fellas. They just pull out great results against Chelsea, Liverpool, and then they really fall up against smaller sides. But it's years we doing that, we.
Yeah.
Akil Cyrus on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining. Get in. Yeah, man. Christian saying here, we had 6 games in December: Newcastle, Everton, Bournemouth, Liverpool, West Ham, and Villa. We have one more, right? And I say we would have win all those games except for Liverpool and Villa. But we took ourselves. Imagine had we beat Newcastle, Bournemouth, and West Ham, we'd have had 9 points more. We would really be fighting for the title if we did. Right? Anderson on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Christian saying here, hope this is the turning point because most of the team players coming back from injury. Only one game for the week. And Rashford looking like his old self. He was playing for the team and not himself. Very good point. Very, very good point. Anderson saying here, the team was a team. Very good team that was put out. Yeah. I think I wouldn't have an issue seeing this 11 for a while, Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Kurt on the inside, thanks for joining, Kurt. Saying we need to see less of Anthony and more of him on the bench. Palestri would have give you that same energy on the right. But all too happy not to see Scott and Anthony start.
Yep.
You speak for plenty Man United fans there by Kurt, boy.
Agreed.
Nico, after this comment, right? Saying here, Scott was getting picked because Ericsson and most of the midfield was out, and I think Ten Hag was playing Scott in the number 10 because he was scoring. No, he wasn't scoring. Right? And Bruno as the deeper player, but Bruno wasn't playing that role good. Neither was playing the role good, Kristen. Come on. Right?
Yeah.
Nico, go through.
But on Christian point, Scott was the only player scoring, right? He was the only player scoring, and
No, let me make the statement be correct now. He was the only player who did score.
Yeah.
Right?
okay.
It's not the
He
same
wasn't
thing.
good.
Anyhow you want to put it. If you
It's not the same thing.
if you put it as a verb or a noun, however you want to put it, right? You could put it. I guess why anyway, past that, right? We're going to the team sheets. You know, we say to talk about the team sheets. I think Tenag, well, with the resources he had, finally got it right, you know. And I know we used to talk about Hoyle, Garnacho playing on the right, and we initially, cause he played some games on the right in the past, and he didn't look comfortable there. He looked more comfortable on the left,
Yeah.
and it was a competition between him and Rashford, who would have got the left, and Rashford was really out of form, and he got the nod. But the performance from Garnacho today on the right, it had Rashford had a real fall off our form because you know how Ten Hag with Rashford is, right? And after a performance like today, Rashford had about 20 games again. Right? He had about 24 games inside to get bench again. So you know for the rest of the season,
He lock.
That position locked unless he get injured, right? And then on the right, you could say Garnacho had that lock too. Because as I think JP was saying before, or somebody Kurt was saying that we haven't, or you Reem, that we haven't seen anybody hold on the right this season as how Garnacho did today. Because he could have go inside, outside, you know, because the goal he scored that was offside. He went on the outside, right? He went on the outside with the fan, went on the outside, still score for the goal to go 2-2. He went on the cutting on the inside. Right, so and that's showing you that versatility. Now that's showing you that you have to have those tools for modern day football. For modern day football, because it's so dynamic and it's so quick and it's so milliseconds, right? That you can't want to cut back on your left foot to put away a chance or to put in a cross. If it's on your right foot and you had to put it on your right, if it's on your left, you had to use your left. And that's how modern footballers, and to me, that would definitely would show that Anthony had to go back to the lower leagues, maybe build back his confidence. And as I tell in Reams, I feel he has to play on the left, because if it is you dead on your left foot, then playing on the right in this team, it's not helping.
Yeah,
Better you play down the left, where you could use your left foot, because again, it's about time on the ball. And in the Premier League, you're not going to get time on the ball. You're not going to get time to cut back on your left foot or cut back on your right. You're not going to get time to do that. It's wherever it is, and that way I have to use. So again, I think Ten Hag got the lineup right today. Ericsson coming back into the team, as I was telling earlier. McTominay days was numbered. Right? McTominay days was numbered. I'm telling you. So I was grateful that Ten Hag knew that, right? And he wasn't just naive going to play him again until the next 15 games, right? Because McTominay was frustrating the fan base, because we was playing short game after game after game. We was playing short, and it was affecting the team in terms of the midfield, controlling the midfield, attacking wise, defensively, he wasn't anything. He was a total disaster. You know, and for me, McTominay's best role is to come on as an impact sub. Right? Exactly. Come on as an impact player. All right, McTominay, we searching for a goal, see if we can get a goal. Hey, McTominay, we need somebody defending, go and defend. You know, hey, McTominay, we just want somebody to hold a position, you go and hold right back, you go and hold left back, you go and do whatever. But you are impact player. You know, and I really hope that Ten Hag would have gotten that today. But again, kudos, I think he got the team sheet right today.
Yeah, well said. Junior on the inside. Junior, thanks for joining, man, and season's greetings to you as well, you and your family.
Yeah, man,
keep up
same here,
the
Junior.
great work on the podcast. Good win. Thanks, man. And that comes from an Arsenal fan, right? Kurt saying here them fellas save Ten Hag job for a brief
Yeah.
moment. Fellas, and I think I'd ask JP, but I mean JP you could chime in on this again, right? But Nico, I want to start you off on this. I had made a statement earlier that new owners coming in, right? So Jim would have his ideas. He, have his people, and he, from what we're reading, he seems as the ruthless type. How much time do you think this win buys Ten Hag? Because today, right, we know the announcement was made, so everything is official, right? I don't know, how long after the statement it'll take for stuff to roll out. But so Jim, is supposed to have, sporting control, right? And he has his people that he wants to bring in. People who have, the experience in football, they have the connections, they have the networks. So it all goes good for where we want to go now. Maybe he might have different ideas in terms of his managerial personnel. But how much time, right, does this result by Ten Hag?
I don't think this result would have bought him anything, to be honest. I think it would help in the grand scheme of things. But I think Ten Hag was safe for the season. As bad as because I think he had enough in the bank from last season to give him at least a season during this transition period, because Manchester United as a club is going through a transition, and you still have this manager in a position trying to stabilize the club while going through this transition. So to me, last season he put enough in the bank, winning a trophy after 6 years, qualifying for the Champions League, playing decent football. So I think comfortably he had enough in the bank. And also Manchester United was lacking discipline in terms of players. And I think as much as we might say he might be a bit harsh, I think that this is something that the hierarchy wanted. The hierarchy wanted a disciplinarian to come into the team to sort of change the culture of the club. And I think that has been happening, because we saw it at the start with Garnacho, the impact he made with Garnacho in pre-season. We saw it with Ronaldo. We saw it with Rashford. We saw it across the board, right? And I think that, yes, and I think that is something that the board wanted a manager who could have instilled that, and I think that Ten Hag has done it, and the board has backed him even with the Sancho decision. So I think he was safe. I think he had enough in the bank to be safe for this season. I don't know how, maybe into next season things not going well. I think maybe he might have been under pressure for next season, but this season, wherever I think we sit, unless we fight in relegation, I think he was safe.
But JP, we see with other clubs, especially, I mean, Chelsea may not be the best example, right? But even this guy, what's his name? The one who won the Champions League and then he gets sacked after Di Matteo?
Tuchel? Oh, Di Matteo, yeah.
And then but good shout, Nico, even with Tuchel. Yeah, after he do, then Bowley came in and Bowley, changed that quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you agree with Nico on this one? Because I gotta tell you something, if you look at Ten Hag last season when things were going well, Ten Hag, he would celebrate goals like it was normal. But the way I see Ten Hag celebrating goals today is really like, go through.
Yes, that is exactly what I was going to talk about. So I had a kind of disagree with Nico. I feel with the Glazer board, he had that security. But with Sir Jim coming in, the way Ten Hag celebrate even the first goal, not just the equalizer, even the first goal, I was like, nah boy, Ten Hag, something I know was different with him. So you see a release of something in him too, because he know that he under the microscope right now. Because Sir Jim comment, I don't think Sir Jim business bought no credit for Ten Hag from last season. Because he'd taken over the sporting aspect of things. So he do business, as far as I would understand, he do business about what the Glazers was doing with the sporting aspect of things. Because as far as we know, they were just doing total rubbish and have us in this bad position that we're in right now to be fighting up the way we are. So he come in to change that. So I think he probably starting everybody from zero. So today, Ten Hag start from zero, and he had a start from today to impress Surgeon. And I saw it in the way he was reacting. Ten Hag emotions today show me a man who know he had a fight for his position at this club right now. So that to me, that's how I see it. I think this win was important for him for that reason, to get him off on a good footing with the new footballing people that are coming into the club.
Yeah.
We just get some comments here. Kristen saying here, I'll watch that game. Would look like prime R9, yes?
They're good.
Oh God, boy. That's the first Newcastle
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Why we just like to do prime R9 these kind of things? Why we do that for?
But Newcastle play today like how Villa played yesterday. That high, I don't know. That high line and just leaving space for players to run into the back. And
so
Newcastle has speedy, Nottingham Forest has speedy players just as United. So they just exploited that space in behind. So I didn't understand the tactic, but I'm not saying, well, definitely Nottingham Forest not going to play like how they play, like how Aston Villa played against us today. They're going to sit deep, right? And then we had to break them down. So then you will see what it is we really have. Because Aston Villa today played into our strength.
Correct. And I know Ilanga will be hoping to prove some kind of point in front of his fans.
Of course.
Mylon, thanks for joining. He's saying good night, fellas. Them fellas fight for the badge today, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
And they fight for the manager. They play for the manager because wherever Ten Hag tell them by in half time, them fellas come out like a different kind of beast second half, boy.
Yeah.
Let me just hope consistency. It's always cry for that, right? Kurt saying here, Meno played well with Ericsson today. He had somebody senior with him. And the thing about it, I didn't even, how to play it, boy, I didn't even notice Meno today. And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. Yes. Yeah. Meno was simple. He kept it moving. He cleaning up.
Yeah.
And that is all Meno need to do. I don't need to talk much about he.
Exactly.
So,
as you're talking about invisible players today earlier, Ollie Watkins was invisible.
Good.
And
I really like he and a boy.
I didn't know he played today.
Yeah.
I really like Ollie Watkins, boy.
Ollie Watkins was invisible today. Something I want to talk about the first half, right? So I don't know if you had that on the agenda and I'm rushing it, Reem.
Nah, go through.
Right. So I want to talk about the first half. As much as Aston Villa would have scored 2 goals, they didn't really play much. They scored 2 goals. Though they scored 2 goals off our set plays and thought that they was playing something. To me, yes, we weren't creating as we would have liked, but to me, we weren't being totally outplayed by Villa in any way. So that's the point I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because to me it was just two set plays that we didn't defend well.
Yeah.
We didn't defend well
and credit to them for those set plays, especially the second one. Yeah. The second one, the first one. I don't know if Reem had this on the agenda. If you want to talk about Nana in the first one, I don't know if Nana is to blame or not. Yeah, well, all right, I'm wait. No, I don't know because I try not to take it on Nana too much.
You know what? I'm not gonna give on Nana no big segment, right? He get enough of that.
Right.
But I just wanna bring Dwayne in on the discussion. Dwayne, what vibes? What are you saying?
Yo, good night. Well, I'm on the road there, but
we have to focus on the road, Focus on the road first and foremost.
If you feel like a jokey vehicle in here.
Wait, you can put on autopilot and go drive here?
Yes, man. Yes.
It have
yes.
Is Tesla the callback from Tesla's there?
Yeah, that's
I I don't Elon Musk friend.
All right, partner. Right?
Nah.
Mm,
We move with the Germans.
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's up, man? Right? I I'm actually feeling kind of relief today, right? Not so much for the victory because I don't want to get above myself with a victory now, right?
Yeah.
Because I have grown to realize that this love-hate relationship with Manchester United, I ain't getting above myself. I
Agreed.
am more relief. I am more relief that my striker have finally got himself on the score sheet. That is what I happy about. Right?
Yeah, but
And then I'm glad for Garnacho. Right? Because Garnacho have been taking some stick for the past couple of games of his wastefulness, of his bad decisions. And today he real push.
But,
He
uh,
real
but
push.
and rightfully so, eh? And rightfully so.
yeah.
Rightfully
No,
so.
no, I ain't say no. I ain't say no.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
deserved the stick. He deserved the stick. But I can't fault him today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't fault him today.
He showed-
And
he showed
other
goodness
than that,
sensible play.
other than that, I'll take the win today. You know, I'll take the win today. I could go and sleep comfortable tonight. No heartburn.
Good.
A- After we went 2-0 down, I watch him in mirror to see if I get any more gray hair. And two come up in the bed now, right?
Pop up.
But when
Pop
he
up. Two of
yeah,
them.
but when the game done, they turn back black by. Yeah. No, but glad to see everybody smiling and thing tonight. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me get some comments here. Dre on the inside, blessings to you, buddy, all the way from Barbados, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Good win with by the boys, of course. Kurt in here, there were a few times when Anthony played off the left or interchange with Rashford, and he didn't look bad on the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also saying here, you know what I loved about the last 10 minutes of the game, them youths who came, and I was coming to that and I was going to refer to you, Kurt. You know, I was going to refer to you when I was coming to this. Them youths who came on, Hannibal and Gore, and Kambala as well, right? Use up the time very wisely. Hannibal
Yeah.
made sure to either get a foul to waste the time. Even Kambala did what was necessary. And I think this is the thing, once the senior players do the job early enough, Ten Hag will be able to utilize, the younger players. But when you see it, you have to rely on everybody up until the 99th minute because it seems as though they're like Van and the referees wanted to get
You
Aston as
understand?
much a chance
Yeah,
to
for
peg me
sure.
back, right? It is make it easier when we could call on these young players to get the experience. This is how the young players are supposed to get experience. You understand?
But credit to Ten Hag as well for giving them that, because at 3-2, he could have decided that, hey, I need my experience out there. But
True,
Ten Hag
true.
believed in the youth to say, hey, Dan, go out there and finish the job for me. Hannibal,
True.
go out there and do, Kambala, go out there and nice three youth players, like 3 players who maybe 20 and under, and giving them that responsibility. Again, credit to Ten Hag for that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, the point is that when we in a proper winning position, it is allow the manager,
Of
that
course.
kind of flexibility to do different things now,
Yeah.
So yeah. So I know Kurt will be pleased with that, man. He also saying at a point we had 3 or 4 attacking players in a night. Not to mention, those see how Kobe when substituted always try to get with the crowd animated. Love it. Yeah. He was real, reaching up the crowd and thing. Alan Lewis saying here, I'm glad that John Murto was removed from doing any type of transfer of players. My only hope is that the incoming management brings a structure to our transfer window. Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, my expectation are going to be as high for the summer as it will be for this window in the winter.
Yeah.
Christian saying here that was too, yeah.
It was.
But you can't blame Villa for that because we defending was poor. Right? And on that, I'm gonna go in on Onana. Nico,
Yeah.
I ain't nobody. No, I don't nobody. This man not filling me with no confidence.
Yeah.
He
Right,
pulled up
this
one
man
or
is
two
not-
good saves there. But I saw, well, what I want to say is that I saw that exact goal score on many goalkeepers who anticipating a
That's how
defender
you
or
get
attack again a touch.
Yeah.
And everybody missed the ball and it passed keeper straight.
It's
I know the
a
first time I
fine.
see that,
It's
we
true.
could always say he could have done better, right? But let's talk the goal with Leno today. The goal, I don't know if I saw the Fulham game
Which one?
when
Which one of the goals?
the first goal, right? If another do that, right? Men headed will be rolling. But to me, I saw that goal happen many times against goalkeepers. Yes, you want him to save it. But what I have been seeing is improvement. I have been seeing improvement over the
I haven't
last
seen
few
no
weeks.
improvement. No, I
Right?
haven't seen no
And
improvement.
I think he's gonna come with second half of the season. I think, well, in fact, and he's going to AFCON, so there's a problem there.
I just hope Bayern there do something and whoever we. No, I'm not confident. I'm not confident with Onana.
I know he's doing to. I know he's doing to us on that goal today.
To be honest, he could have done better with positioning himself. But at the end of the day, the defenders didn't show themselves at all. He had no help from the defenders either. Right? Because a keeper does move according to how his defense moving. Right? If his defense moves to the ball, the goalkeeper, a right thinking goalkeeper will move away from the ball. Right? He won't move into the defense. As someone saying, right? If the defense move towards the ball to get head out from the ball, right? Onana could have go the other direction and would have covered some space where he can defend the ball. Right? On the flip side, Onana could have anticipate that the defense ain't going to move at all. And move more to the back post. But he do none. And the defense do none. So I'll blame both the defense and Onana could have done better. But compared to errors he have been making previously, I wouldn't give him as much stick for this one as before. That's my honest opinion.
Are we doing it now?
But yeah, because he have done worse. He have done worse.
Very much so.
He have done worse. And also, he covered himself twice today with two unbelievable saves. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
The one where he get down with the left hand.
Yeah.
What Evans missed. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was short. That was short goal. That was short goal. So if you're giving him stick for that, the mistake he make for the goal, you should give him praise for that because we'll be three.
Yeah.
Remind you.
That is right after we score.
Right after. Remind you of that.
Right after we score.
You can't get him man stick and in game he praise for when he do good.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Don't smile.
Quiet,
be
quiet,
honest.
Be quiet.
JP,
You see?
listen. I remain inconsistent. I tell you, I remain inconsistent. I had enough of Hebe.
Yeah,
No, but it's not a matter of being consistent. We have to be fair too.
Yes.
We all on the same page that the man does make a lot of mistakes. We all agree on that, right? But you have to get jacket. When he's good, you have to say the man do good. Because it have many times, they here make a lot of mistake in game and still pull we out in the same game. And you know people will say, they here boy. So why it is because you go Nana, because you're African, You're
It
biased.
had nothing to that. It had nothing to do with that. Don't try Don't do that.
I just,
Don't do that.
I just had to put that in there. I just had to put that.
No, but here I say, right? No. We ain't talking about a young player coming through the academy yet. And now we talking about, right?
He's a big man.
So, and at the end of the day, as a goalkeeper coming into a big team like Man United, right? You came with a big reputation. You came, with confidence. You came with an ego, right? Because you was luring up defenders and thing. And I know that's about issue with that, eh? But
And you see, but Reem,
the kind of mistakes.
Reem, you're contradicting what you're saying because
Your mouth now.
no, listen, Reem, no, I'll stop you because what the first thing I say, this player coming into a big club like Manchester United, right? Which means the clubs he come from, right, is not as big as Manchester United. So De Gea came from Atletico Madrid, and his first season was shit. Sorry about my language.
Dwayne.
No, Reem, no,
De Gea comes a 19-year-old. We talking about a 27-year-old who played Champions League final and all kind of thing, Dwayne. We're talking about.
Reem, coming, don't matter where you come from, Reem, you're coming, the club that you're coming into have a big thing to do with it. Right?
No, you're bringing experience. You're bringing experience.
They're coming into a new league. No, they're coming into a new league.
Man.
You're coming with a certain level of experience.
No, still.
No,
because some players coming into teams that take a while to integrate into the team. It hardly had top players who, alright, let me say, Thierry Henry. When Thierry Henry came to Arsenal, right?
Thierry Henry, alright, go ahead. Let me see if you agree with this.
But he didn't light up the Premier League fire.
How old Thierry Henry was
But he would have played in France. He would have played in France. He would have played in Juventus. He would have played in Juventus.
What role was at Juventus?
And then he was a wide attacking player.
Yeah, but
right?
how old he was? He didn't
but
have
the
no
thing
experience and then was winning that thing.
He
He
still
was
came in
a player of the
pedigree.
bench.
He still came in pedigree.
Forget Henry. Forget Henry. Alexis Sanchez came with a bunch of experience and came to Manchester United. What did he do?
Yeah.
He came to a big club like Manchester United. What did he do? I'm not telling about age.
Yeah.
That's an excuse. That's a poor excuse.
No, but
that's a poor excuse.
My point is this, right?
That's not poor excuse, man. He never wanted to come to us.
Listen.
You cannot use the hair coming to Manchester United as an 18 or 19-year-old with no experience at a top level, right?
All right.
Compared. Just now.
Go ahead.
Compared to what Onana would have experienced as a 27-year-old, right? Being the best player in the Champions League. How
long have De Gea played Manchester United? How much Champions League game De Gea have played for Manchester United? How much European League De Gea have played for Manchester United? And how much mistakes De Gea have made in his 10th season, making him a 29-year-old player for Manchester United. The big club like Manchester United. Be fair, him. Be fair.
No, I don't understand. No.
But there's a fair argument. There's a fair argument there.
No, but hear him out. You see, Dwayne even let me finish talk, right? The point I'm making is we're talking about a player coming into our club, right?
Right.
When they hear
new country, say new country, new club, new players,
new club, new players. I understand that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is you're looking at an 18-year-old or 19-year-old Spaniard. Right?
Okay, let me take that's all. That's all. Take me here.
Go ahead. Let him go ahead.
3 seasons ago. Take me here 3 seasons ago.
I cannot take the hair 3 seasons ago.
Why not?
Why?
So then why we can't go back 4 seasons or 5 seasons when he was the player, when he got the player of the club? He was the best player of the club.
Right? Are you saying she's making errors, Reem?
Yeah, but the point is, he was doing more good than bad, and he had already enough credit in the bank.
You,
Onana has
Reem,
no credit in the bank at Manchester United.
Onana,
Onana, watch me.
27 years, right?
Let me tell you
Onana is
something.
27 years, right? Onana is, right?
If Ten Hag came in last season and was experiencing this kind of season, right? Chances are you would have been hearing a lot of Ten Hag out. But the reason why Ten Hag is surviving right now is off the credit in the bank from last season. Why you think Rashford played so much games this season, regardless, despite the fact that he was poor, is because he had credit in the bank from last season. So what I'm saying, you cannot compare the hair, right, in the last 3 or 4 seasons to Onana now. You have to compare
Right, so,
the
so,
hair.
all right,
You have to
so
compare
why
the
is it
hair.
fair?
Let me finish now.
You can compare errors.
What I'm saying is when De Gea had just come into Man United, it is not the same as to when Onana came. Onana came with a reputation. Onana came with experience. Onana came being the best, one of the best keepers in Europe. So how I could have the same expectation of that player with De Gea when he came in 2019?
All right, all right, Dream. He came in with all this experience and everything, right? From playing with Ajax and from playing with Inter, right?
A second half of the season in time,
right?
but
Listen, right? All that experience, right? And he came here for 6 months. I have been making errors for the past 6 months, correct?
Yeah.
De Gea came to Manchester United, as I say, at 19. Okay, he's 19, he's young, he's fresh, he making errors and them type of stuff. 5 years, not 6 months, 5 years on from that, he's 24. De Gea have been making errors, and he had credit in the bank. 7 years, De Gea have been making errors, and he have plenty more credit in the bank. 10 years, they have 10 years of credit in the bank and have been making numerous errors. Onana have 6 months credit, which is negative credit. That's what I tell you. He has 6 months negative credit. He has negative credit.
There are more reasons
right?
to be
He had negative credit. But you want to kill him, man, boy? You want to kill him for 6 months?
Let me hear what JP had to say.
That's not right.
Let me say something. Let me say something, right? When you sign a player like Onana, you're signing a ready-made player who comes to improve your squad.
This is
You're not signing a 19-year-old who you're given a chance to come and grow into the team. So that is the difference. So you're comparing chalk and cheese when you're trying to compare Onana to De Gea when he now come in, because you're signing the finished product. Onana is supposed to come in and make Manchester United better.
Exactly.
Because this is the keeper that Ten Hag wanted. This is not a 19-year-old goalkeeper. This is like when we signed Van der Sar from Fulham. When we signed Van der Sar from Fulham,
you hear where you're going with there again, eh? Go ahead.
No, but what I'm saying, it wasn't any hope that Van der Sar going and grow into a keeper. Van der Sar was already a recognized keeper. Onana is a recognized keeper. Onana was the keeper of the Champions League. And Inter Milan may not be a Barcelona or Real Madrid, but Inter Milan is still Inter Milan. That is a huge club in Italy. So he moved from a Sassuolo to come to Manchester United. He moved from Inter Milan, where he would have pressure as well, especially as a black man in Italy. He would have had pressure playing there to come to England. So I don't think we've been too hard on Onana.
I think we've been hard. JP, I think we have. I think we've been hard.
I think we've been hard because
even if we talking about Van der Sar, Van der Sar would have come to England and acclimatize in England for Fulham, understanding the league, understanding the competition. Because how much players leave foreign countries and come to England and light the world on fire in 6 months?
All right, let me ask you something,
How
Nico.
much?
Let me ask you
How
something,
much?
Nico.
Is that
Edison.
goalkeeper we talking about?
Edison.
No, but
Edison.
Exactly.
Edison.
Nah.
right?
Where Edison
Nah.
played before? Where Edison played before?
Edison was it had times Edison was getting string up when Edison now come to
Oh, God,
the
but,
Man
no,
City.
we're not talking about getting
In 6
string up,
months?
Nico. Nico, we're
In
not
6
talking about getting
months?
string up. We're talking about mistakes,
Is it
foolish,
Edison was making
fundamental
mistakes.
mistakes.
Edison
Not
was
to,
making.
not to the extent of
Come
Onana
now,
making
Reem.
mistakes.
Come now, Reem.
I can't
Alright.
believe this,
Allison,
boy.
Okay.
as great as
Reem.
Allison is,
Okay.
as great as Allison
If-
is, Allison was making mistakes
But the,
to
Alright,
the
Liverpool.
magnitude of mistakes
If-
these players were making in their first season is not the same.
Alright.
Reem, as I
So
said,
if-
the
if
second
we
half
want
of
to
the
be-
season, let me judge
if
him
we
on the
want-
second half of the season.
if we want to be technical, right? Then we have to agree that Ten Hag make a mistake of bringing Onana here because at Inter Milan, right?
Yeah.
At Inter Milan, the same mistakes Onana were making, he was making it at Inter Milan. He was making it at Ajax. Go back and watch. Go back and
You
watch.
know.
So
You
listen.
know.
Oh, listen, right? So if it is right, you as a fan go and watch them thing, right? And know that is what we get, right? We have actually man so far.
Right, so let me tell you something, right? I don't know if anybody remember, Simeon was on this podcast and he asked, he said, Onana was making these mistakes at Inter Milan and even at Ajax.
Right? When
And
he
he
said
was
that, I went
asking-
and looked for it. When he said that,
he was
I went and looked for
asking
it.
why it is Ten Hag, with all of that is part of Onana's game, why it is they went and signed that goalkeeper, right? Now, me, when I saw it, I bought into Ten Hag, what Ten Hag wanted to do, so I trusted the manager, right?
Yeah.
We were seeing the worst of the hair last season, right?
Right.
We were seeing the worst of the hair so I was trusting in the manager that who is going to bring in was going to rectify the hair's issue, the issue we had with the hair, and still bring more to the team in terms of the ball playing out to the back. That did not happen.
As
Right?
yet,
And,
as yet
and,
for
and
you.
what I'm
As
saying,
yet.
but here what
Don't
what
say
I'm making,
it
right?
can't
Let me
happen.
land.
Don't say it can't happen.
The ball playing part, he had
That's
added
even
that.
happened. That's even happened yet. Me see
What?
that yet.
The man
To
who
no level.
was giving the Garnacho assist today.
Today.
So, like the hair never assists nobody.
Come now, Reem. Come now. That's chalk and cheese.
Let me land.
On the ball is chalk and cheese.
Let me
We
land.
know that.
Let me land. Let me land. Right? So at the end of the day, right, the errors that Onana is making is not merely conceding goals. That's not what he's doing. The man costing us big time. It's fundamental, basic mistakes.
The hair used to do
This
that,
man
Reem.
make.
Up to last season, the hair cost us big time.
Yeah, but
Fundamental
Nico, we know
mistakes.
it. Nico, we know
Fundamental
last
mistakes
season
in
we
the
didn't
hair.
know the hair was time to go. So
Well,
we talking
no.
about a keeper who was time to
No, it
go.
wasn't time to go. The hair was making those mistakes over his entire career. He was making those mistakes. All I say, let me give Onana a fair chance. I don't think we giving him a fair
Watch it
chance.
this way now. The competition that this man was the best goalkeeper in was in the Champions League. And this season,
Yeah,
he turned
but
around to
still.
be the worst goalkeeper in
The
Champions
worst
League.
goalkeeper in the
No,
Champions League.
no, we can't judge that all. No, being honest, because it come
Alright.
like it come like this.
So
JP
if
come
the
like
man,
this,
so
right?
if the man come good next season, what would you say?
No, but
What
what I'm
would you
saying,
say?
I'll be glad.
And that the
what I'm
problem.
saying, right?
And that the problem with we. That the problem with we here. Because when
Uh-huh.
Claudio Bravo was crapping City, one next season,
Yeah,
get
but
rid
that's
of
not.
he.
No, but that's not with Manchester. You know Manchester don't do that, right?
No, we ain't talking about Manchester
But,
City here.
but
We're
that's
talking
not.
about
That's not.
principal
I just want. Yeah, but I just
So
want to
don't
create
use
an.
that
I just want to create
argument.
an
You can't
analogy
accept
here.
that argument.
I just want to create an analogy here, right? So JP, wherever you does do, right, wherever your profession is, right, you take a opportunity to go to, let me say, England, right? It's a different climate, different atmosphere, different people, the temperature, everything different. You was a high flyer in Trinidad. In 6 months, are you going to be a high flyer in England? It's going to take you some
No,
time to
but-
acclimatize.
No,
It
listen,
must take you.
no, it's
That's a
time.
human thing.
No,
That's a
it's
human thing.
time.
No, because a man
No,
plays,
listen,
play,
Nico, you
gain
asked
so
him
much
a question. Let him
money.
answer the question now.
Well, I didn't finish. Anyway, go ahead.
No, it will take me time to acclimatize to the new environment and all that. But if it is I go there and I start to make errors in this new job, to that magnitude, if you comparing what I had to do to Onana as a goalkeeper, the errors he make in the Champions League that cost us our place in that Champions League. If I go to a new place, a new country for my job, and I making the kind of errors comparable to what Onana make, I will
You
be
lost
out
in your
of
work.
job.
You
No,
lost in
no,
your
no,
work. Yes.
no.
Yes.
Let me tell you why you wouldn't. Let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why you won't.
I'll fail my
Right.
probationary period.
No. Let me tell you why you wouldn't lose your work, right? Because you came with potential, right? And
No,
listen what I say.
potential, Nico, potential is
Yes.
for the hair, the 19-year-old, not the 27-year-old.
No, you came with potential because you was doing something here. But your employer should understand that, hey, this man leave a hole wherever he come from to come here, right? And he's expected to make mistakes. And we will build him
Not
from
to
there
the
because
magnitude, not to the
we know
magnitude,
his
Nico.
potential.
The
That's
mistakes
how
is
top
a
employers
different
work.
magnitude of mistakes. You're not understanding that. That we try
Nah,
to tell
no,
you.
but once in the 6 months, in 6 months,
I
your
think-
months games, we just play about 3 games every week. It's gonna be
I
a
think
mistake.
Nico, I think your memory short to them. Reem, I think your memory short to them. Right? We play our finals against Sevilla with our goalkeeper with 10 years experience at the top level. Did he cost us that game?
Why
No,
we talking about?
no.
Why we talking about
Go on,
they here
listen.
10 years down
No,
the line?
listen. No.
They here 10 years down the line. Why we
How
talking about
old
they here
was-
10 years down the line?
Yeah, but yeah, more experience.
How old was he? You're comparing Onana with the age, right? Listen,
no.
Nico,
That's not what I'm comparing.
you're comparing
That's not what I'm
Onana.
comparing.
No, you said, right? Listen, what I'm saying. You say we can't compare Onana with a De Gea who just came into the club, right? I agree with that. De Gea was 19, right? Right. We overs that. That's why I draw the point. My point after that was De Gea would have gathered experience 10 years after, making him 29, right? So we can use that now with Onana, who have gathered experience for the past 10 years as well. Fair enough? Onana have played top level. De Gea played top level. Both play Champions League, right? At big clubs, right? So why it is we can't compare De Gea at 29, 27, 29, making mistakes in a European final, and Onana playing, making mistakes in a Champions League. Where's the difference? What is the difference? I'm not talking about a club. We're talking about the age and the experience.
Dwayne, the mistakes that De Gea was making, and we was ready to get him out of the club.
Exactly. We was ready to sell him. We was ready to get rid of De Gea.
Yeah,
That's the point.
But he made errors before that, and we was patient. So why we can't have patience with Onana?
That is
We have some patience with Onana.
I'll let JP finish make your point now.
Because
Go ahead. Let me move on. We have some comments.
we said get rid. We said get rid at De Gea. The club finally get rid of De Gea, right? We finally get rid of De Gea. They brought in that goalkeeper, making almost the same errors and thing, making like let's call it Christmas at the pass, goes at the pass, right?
Christmas pass, yeah.
Goes at Christmas pass, right? We suffer under the previous goalkeeper for 3 years. Let me say 3 years. Forget the younger years, right?
Yeah.
Forget the younger years. We suffer under him for the last 3 years, and we tolerate him for 3 years. But a goalkeeper who now come for 5-6 months, all want to eat off the man head.
If not that, boy.
Make that make sense. Make that make sense, Reem. Be fair. Make that make sense.
They make sense, man. No, I just said we had to get
No,
him on time.
we all agree. We all agree. The man is making mistakes.
How much years now we give
We all agree, right? We all
give him time.
look at next example, right? Amrabat impressing the World Cup. Amrabat have been impressing at Fiorentina, where he come from, right? We have yet to see the Amrabat from those games, right? Same amount of time as
Onana.
As Onana. Bowling killing Amrabat.
I could answer that.
Why? Because he not played as much.
He not playing as much.
But he have World Cup experience.
No, that's not the point, Dwayne. I know the point.
The point they bring is that Onana had Champions League experience.
No. What I'm saying, hear me out again. The point is with Amrabat. if Amrabat has been playing consistently every game since he came here, then I'd have had a better sample size to determine whether he was taking his chance or he was not good enough.
But you
Right.
don't find a sample size you have Amrabat is enough?
If I'm comparing Amrabat to Onana in the
Nah,
same
I don't want
circumstance,
No,
Amrabat
no,
and-
no, no,
no, no,
Amrabat
no,
and-
no, no,
Don't come
You
here.
can't-
No.
You cannot-
Talk
you
about
cannot-
Amrabat alone.
You cannot tell me
That sample size
you
is
cannot
not good enough?
compare. You cannot compare Amrabat time to Onana time, right? And tell me Amrabat here live up to. All right, but has Amrabat been given the trust of the manager game after game after game after game after game to get to gel with the teammates to play after having poor performances?
Playing
it's not the same
playing
thing.
six,
It
playing
is not
six
the
full
same
games,
thing.
playing 6 games
It is not the
is
same
enough.
thing. It is not the same thing.
If you play
Let me
6
move
games
on.
and in them 6,
Let me
It's
move
not
on.
the same thing. It's not the same thing. I don't care what
Let
it
me
is.
move
It's not
on.
the same thing.
All I say is
Because-
you're being a little too harsh on Amrabat.
yeah,
on
you're
Onana.
harsh.
You're being a little too harsh on Onana, and I have seen Onana improving step by step by step. And I
Oh, we'll
think
come back to this.
yeah, and I think we will see more of him improving coming in the future. I
Well,
write him off.
hopefully, we will see.
I write him off.
All right.
So, you see, I can use that tell you I write off Van der Beek, and I tell you I write off Van der Beek from early, and I write off Van der Beek. Onana, I give up on Onana.
We have some comments. There's some comments.
Yeah,
Yeah, I give up on him, right? You haven't given up on him.
No, I haven't given up on him. No.
All right.
You give up. You give up on Marshall.
Who you talking to?
It's such a
Nico?
spot there. It's such a spot.
Nico. I know your answer, Rim. I know your answer.
Boy, I forget myself to this club, boy. I tell him that a long time.
I get some comments. Hey, I enjoy this podcast.
Arun saying here, Villa scored 2 and was not dominating the game. We came back second half and showed we are the better team on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right, I cannot ask for much more. Yeah, that second half. I don't know what Ten Hag tell them by them in the changing room all here. All right, Eric saying here we gotta call Onana Osama, man. He terrorizing us. All right. Christopher on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. He's saying how to say I'm so glad Rasmus finally off the mark in the Prem. Brilliant finish.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It was a good
Just
finish.
stopping. Just cutting.
But it was good finish.
Just cutting the when they interviewed Garnacho said that the players talked amongst themselves at halftime. He said they talk among themselves. He said because they were disappointed with how it went down in the first half.
All right.
That we told the interviewer that.
Nice. Christian saying here, watch Nahoyland break world record before he scored. Eric saying here, big up Johnny Evans, had a good game today. Made a major block in the end. Yeah, remember?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, once.
Yeah. Christian saying here, boy, we could buy a next goalkeeper and play the man in midfield. He is the player who created the second most chances behind Bruno. You know? How much chances are 2? Man, ping a great ball from them players in the attack. Yeah. Kurt saying here, so it's safe to say Martial should be looking for a new club as soon as Radcliffe and Tongue. Why we still talking about Martial? Man, even on the team. Christopher saying here, earlier, Real get off track with the skipper talk. Just agree on fellas. Jody on the inside, blessed night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying when the hair was Onana age, he was winning player of the season and was way better than Onana.
We better save him. I mean, and we give him that. We better save him. I think Onana is a more of a modern day goalkeeper just for him to fine tune some of the mistakes. I think
Jody,
But the hair suited the footballer we were playing then, right? And we can agree
Right.
on that.
Yeah. But
And what that
football evolved.
and for him to get player this season, what that says about the team he had.
Yeah. He was doing too much as a
Exactly. Yeah.
The kind of mistakes Onana making, I would expect from a school goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, I know that they have fanboy, but fan. Yeah, so I expect that.
Christopher saying here, just understand, Onana is neither better or worse than De Gea. He's just a different type of keeper. He's a keeper more suited to the modern style of playing. De Gea is an old school shot stopper. Onana is a new keeper in a dysfunctional squad. How can he make an impact? To pass judgment on him is premature. He hasn't played a full season.
Agree. Hey, top front of the
Either
class.
wait for me to get relegated. Either wait for me to get relegated.
No, we're not gonna get relegated.
Either wait for me to get relegated because this man missed it before we say he's crap. No problem.
Nah, but.
Gregory's saying, yeah, you can't compare 6 months with 10 years. I was never doing that. Why it is a missing the point?
No, yeah. What we saying is 6 months is too much of a short time to pass judgment.
But what we're saying is the errors with the experience. It is unacceptable.
Yes, and I agree. But
we agree. Right, we agree with that. We agree with that.
But I think it has room to improve, and he will improve within the next second half of the season and hopefully next season. Right? I think I have been seeing enough to show that he would come good.
Anthony too. We could say about Anthony. We could say about
No, Anthony. No. Rim, you can remember when we talk about some of the players we hoping to see do well for the season, and I say Anthony was one. I scrapped that.
So because you scrapped that, mean he had no hope again? You see?
No, I scrapped that because at the end of the day, Anthony here a while since the last season here. So they know enough time now to pass judgment. A season and a half.
And he plays 70. And he plays 75% of the game.
Right? If after a year and a half, Onana still doing the same rubbish, then I go say that. I go say no, Onana, that's good. But not after 6 months.
Well, let me just put it like this, right? Me and JP ahead of the curve. That is all right. I'll wait. Yeah. Hey, Gregory on the inside. Greg, thanks for joining, man. Since Surim want to axe Onana but still believe in Martial. Yeah.
After how long Martial at United? Jeez. Anyway, let me go.
Onana was not the only one who made mistakes in the Champions League. Varane and Dalot cost us against Copenhagen.
I mean, but Onana really cost us the most, if we being real.
Yeah, I would agree with
that. Good saying here, fiery podcast. Yeah, yeah.
When we win, that'll happen.
Yes, you are, but he's now bringing up the Europa League final and you trying to invalidate that.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah. I guess at the point in time of the conversation, Gregory, I missed that one. And again, you can't compare 6 months with 10 years. All right. Mind you, in spite of all his mistakes, Onana's still up there with the most clean sheets. You see, sometimes he starts like a man.
Don't tell the whole story.
A man. I agree with that. He pass it right there.
Yeah, don't tell the whole story.
Somebody might have 99%. And all he passes back to Maguire.
You understand? Jody saying here, just remember the here has a Premier League title. Many more as well. How dare you try to compare? When we talk about the here and keepers, Jody there. Gregory saying here, Ten Hag have a lot of moving parts due to injuries, so not getting games. Yeah.
But he injured or illness or something?
Yeah, it have a flu going around, but a lot of the players falling out with it.
I see Scholes coughing whole for the whole of the game today, so he may need that too.
He must was in Carrington. It's Lynch on the inside. Good night, man. Blessings and love, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Christoph saying a question to the panel. Which of the 10 different centre-back pairings Onana had in front of him in less than one season should he have the most confidence in this functional squad? I think it's a rhetorical question that you're asking, but still, the issues, the errors the man making had nothing to do with the back line. Like all I say.
Hey, that's what I say this, right? So let me say, right, in your head, you play with defenders, right? Let me say in Italy. And certain things with them defenders defending the cleaning up. So now when you come in Manchester, think you that in your brain you're saying, he gonna clear that, he missing. Then you come like a deer in a headlight, you're shocking. You're like, wait, he missed that tackle. Wait, he missed that header. So your brain first had to think about wait, he missed, and then you had to think about saving it now. In the air head, right? In the air head, he don't know. Hey, he gonna
He
miss.
accustomed.
So he don't step. He
Yeah, he
don't step
accustomed.
knowing a man going and miss. Yeah, that's right. So you had to give him a little time. Give him
And
a
the
little
proof-
time. Let him know his defenders and them.
The proof was when De Gea had the ball to pass to Maguire, and he watched the whole field and he kicked it outside. He said, "Nah, I will not pass."
Yeah, that's what I said.
That good
So,
point.
yeah,
That good point.
No, but you had to give him man time. You had to give him man time.
No. Truth be told, you know, the situation, circumstance, far from ideal for Onana. You know, I'm not disputing that. But I need to let us see the point where me and JP making. The errors. Plenty of the errors that he has been making is individual errors. Yes, it may have factors that could add contribute to it, but poor position as a goalkeeper. You know, you're going down poor, you're going down wrong. Look, even Schmeichel point out how he just go down for plenty of things.
But them things could improve. Them things could improve, and all that could come with trying to impress too, you know, and not really being in the element now. You might lose certain foundations, certain basics, but with time you'll get back. I don't think he reached where he is not having those basics. I think the whole magnitude around Old Trafford, Manchester United, I think he had to come to terms with that, and I think that's happening now, because the spotlight and the media attention for Manchester United is nothing like we're getting Ajax and we're getting Inter Milan. So he under pressure.
Because in here, as we're talking keepers, it's very odd. No team have not dived in for De Gea. De Gea is now modern keeper.
He's not even modern keeper.
Yeah, his style of fit in football right now.
Yeah. Gregory saying here, so when De Gea have the most clean sheets, it's okay, but when it's Onana, it's not valid. Basically, flirting versus. I don't know when I say I was referring to De Gea winning the player of the season for the club. I never talk about the amount of clean sheets, right? Kurt saying here, on another note, Garnacho needs to pass a little bit more rather than go for the glory for his hat trick. Could have scored off for Anthony. Yeah. I rather see a good.
For Anthony Dog, better he shoot. Anthony Dog, better he shoot.
But on that point, I have seen an improvement in Garnacho. I think he's working on himself. Yeah, so
seeing Garnacho on that right today was a real fresh breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. For real, boy.
Yo, and
he look real balanced today, boy.
He looked monstrous on that right side.
Correct.
Yeah.
He looked monstrous on the right side.
Because Dwayne, I was telling Nico and JP and well, those who was in the things that we see from Garnacho on that right, we haven't seen from Anthony, Rashford, who again playing the right. I mean, Pelestri probably did it. Pelestri tried. Yeah.
You all didn't recognize as well when Garnacho went on the right hand side. Being on the right hand side, Højlund had better positional plays too.
Yeah, but
Højlund didn't have.
He runs was just short sometimes.
Yeah,
he was
right.
across and he was behind it.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because Anthony never used to give him none, so he used to have to go and hunt for the ball for himself.
Correct.
Understand?
Yeah.
But now that the ball them coming, he ready.
He ready. So you're juice in your brain. He ready. So now we say now, and I throw across. So I go make that first post run with purpose now. Or that last post run with purpose. But because all Anthony looking to is cut back on the left foot and do whatever chopping is. Kick the ball outside.
You see the watch what Denzel Washington is wearing equalizer. I had to buy one of them watch for all my front line. Because today they had no timing with them runs, boy.
Yeah.
100 offside. 100 offside today, no boy.
Yeah, a little too anxious.
Anderson saying here, Onana have to be better, and that's the bottom line.
Agreed.
I
I think everybody in the panel agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so let me just leave the last thoughts for Højlund. I mean, he's saying here, I am the happiest man alive right now. How much that goal mean for Højlund, and do we expect Højlund to go on and start to get goals, or we do expect that. I remember when Weghorst scored his first goal for Manchester United, how he went and run by the post and kind of cried on the place, and that was it, and he was back to shit.
That was it.
Nah. As I was telling people today, Diego Forlan, 857 minutes before he scored his first goal for Manchester United. And after his first goal, the rest was history. So I'm hoping that after this 970 something minutes from Hoyland, the first goal, he can replicate a Diego Forlan for me. That's what I'm hoping.
As I was saying, is his first goal in the Premier League, but it's not his first goal for Manchester United. Up today, he's still the top scorer in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's just to get that monkey off your back in the Premier League. And again, as long as the man had his service, because we saw the talent in the Champions League. When he had time and space, we know that. When he one-on-one, we know the pace he have to go to run past people as well and finish. We know he has that. So I guess for me, it's just getting a monkey off his back and knowing that you have the supply lines coming to you. So now you have a Eriksen, you have a Bruno, because as much as Bruno would have given away the ball a few times today, Bruno would have helped, let me say, let's call it the second man assist or whatever it is. Bruno had a hand on a lot of the goals. So you're having a Bruno, you're having a Eriksen, you're having a Garnacho who willing to pass, you're having a Rashford who willing to square as well, because we saw Rashford square for the offside goal and also for Garnacho goal. So when you have that with you and getting a monkey off your back today, all year the man gonna be scoring goals. The man gonna be scoring goals.
JP?
Yeah, I think there's the starter here, and especially where we play with a more balanced team too, because I really feel McTominay was more of a distraction than a help in this team. So to me, McTominay not being there, you really have a focal point in Hoyland, because McTominay was kind of like he popping up and getting the goals ever so often, so it was almost like he was the man to get the goals there. So now you have Hoyland there, he get a goal, you see how Garnacho playing off the right, how it works. So I think if we continue with that going forward, Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left, Eriksen and Menu for now in that midfield, I think the balance of the team will be much better, and that will be much better suited to Hoyland too. And I think this is what we're, more than anything, I think that balance in the team is what will benefit Hoyland in the long run.
I think Eriksen had a monstrous game today.
Yeah.
Top performer.
Yeah,
we need that quality in the team. We need that quality we need in the team. And surprisingly, the day when we had the most balanced team for the season is the day Hoyland scored.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But earlier noticed that Rashford was playing a lot of balls inside. The timing was a lot better. I think the runs from Garnacho and Hoyland was the ones, and I know Ali mentioned that those were the runs that could have been better timed. But Rashford was passing. He wasn't holding on to the ball too long. Garnacho, when he got to the line, he was making plain balls across the face of the goal. So we were seeing where chances were being created. You understand? So it's now for just Hoyland to now, get back to that place where he was in the earlies, where he just had to be in the right place rather than just try to fight for everything now. And sometimes when you overthink things, you tend to make the wrong decisions. So let him just naturally be and number 9, a fox in the box, because that's the kind of player we saw in the earlies now. So once Rashford and Garnacho could continue with that kind of service, I believe we will see more natural reactions from Hoyland, and he could be right there for the goals. That's what I think.
And don't leave out Bruno and Eriksen.
That was the benefit.
The thing about it is, I saw Bruno looking for Hoyland a lot more today, so I don't know if it's instructions by. But then fellas playing for Hoyland today, I actually saw that trend. Even though the passes were getting intercepted, they were playing the balls for him. And I feel as instructions by. That had to be instructions.
Could be.
And And that is what putting a player on the bench for 2 games does do.
Yeah.
You see how Ten Hag put Rashford on the bench for them 2 games? Rashford, even though he didn't score today, he looked
Rashford
at different.
good. Yeah, he was
He looked
good.
at he looked like a different player today.
He looked good.
He-
He looked
yeah.
good. He looked good. He looked good.
Yeah,
He
he
looked like
was
needed that
running.
bench.
He wasn't
needed that bench.
complaining.
Yeah.
He lost the ball today. He ain't
He was
complaining. He
He was
running,
tracking back. He was tracking back too.
I tell you, the man was proper boy.
And you see, he play on his preferred side too. It wasn't like,
Yeah,
well, I had a player on the right because I already was gonna on the left. So it wasn't that today. He played him on his preferred side today.
Can I get right today? Can I get right? I think the players get right today.
a player who I can't stop talk about, but you see, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, well, he lacking a few fundamental things going forward.
A few.
But listen what I'm saying, right? He don't need much, to the position he's playing. He don't need much, That I say a few. But what he given that back line, though, the only thing he had to improve in his defense is sometimes he just fall asleep, like he's just he's just switch off now, boy. So you have to work on that. But boy, that man legs long, boy.
Yeah.
That man makes some stops today.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody else ain't getting them stops.
Agreed. He was good today. He was today. He was a kind of unsung hero, to be honest. He didn't. Yeah. Nobody really talk about him much, but he did well.
It's that play when McGinn was going in the penalty box, and I was bawling, don't touch him.
Yeah.
And Wan-Bissaka touched the ball, yes.
Yeah.
Went out far corner.
Yeah.
I said nobody. I said anybody else.
Was
penalty.
Yeah.
Saka was good.
Let me just get the last comments, guys, and let me wrap it up. Anderson saying here that goal from Hoyland was real composure, so the talent and skill is there.
I don't know if that composure. That was.
I think it was more reactive.
Yeah, that was a more reactive kind of finish.
It proved he knew where the goal was.
Yes.
Yeah.
He knew where the goal was.
Yeah. Jody saying here, boys, better we get so loud.
Oh, goal again, desperate now, boy. Jody,
oh
boy.
My God.
Desperate, boy.
Arun saying here. Yeah. Arun saying here, we ain't getting nothing more from Hoyland because only about 2 to 3 balls or passes he actually receives. Not until the service changes, then we shall see.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the service change.
It'll change.
Yeah, we're talking about the service change, Arun. The service. Yeah, we saw it today, and I guess we could just hope it will get even better than today. And getting better than today, then he would get, let me say, 2 or 3 clear chances a game, and we expecting him to at least finish one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Rishi on the inside, Rishi, thanks for joining, man. He's saying the service to Hoyland still needs to improve, definitely. His goal today was typical for a striker off a corner. We want to see proper service from open play, but at least the first out of the way.
Yeah.
Anderson saying here, when Wan-Bissaka just fall asleep, always even that back post open. Anyway, so fellas, that brings us to the end of the pod. Right? It was a nice. It felt good, being able to come here and not have to go through the whether Ten Hag will be here next game or what Ten Hag do wrong and all that kind of thing. No, it is really feel good to come here after a good performance and a fitting result, a deserved result. To come from behind 2-0 down to win the game in the manner in which it happened, I think is real commendable. Right? But again, all we're asking for is one step forward and a next step forward.
Yeah.
Right? Consistency.
That's all we want. Consistent forward movements. That's what we want from this team. Right? And sometimes with this team, you just never know.
But I tell you, the second half of this season will be good. This season will be good.
Here's my thing, right? With all the criticism we have for the players and stuff, right? it's very disappointing to know that we criticize these players so much, fairly so, right? And to see them play like this in the second half or the last 60 minutes of the game, how they play
You
today,
can say the whole second half. You can say,
right? The whole second.
Yeah, even you can say even for
I said 60 minutes, 60, yeah, 60,
For
right?
60 minutes.
To see the players who will be criticizing day in, day out play like that for 60 minutes today,
Yeah.
it's real heartbreaking, right? When we come like the Bournemouth game and see them same players
Yeah.
play so lackadaisical, but it'll be heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
And to know that Ten Hag, right, can get that 60 minutes out of them players, I believe if we don't finish in top 4, it's very disappointing, right? Because if he can get this performance from this group of players against Aston Villa side that are on fire right now, right? To come next game and play nonsense, it's very heartbreaking for a fan now.
Yeah, that's how I
And,
agree.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I will continue ponging them because from this display, I know they had the ability.
Yeah.
So I'll keep ponging them. Yes, I'll pong Nana to him. Right? Because as I say, yes, he made a little mistake today, but he made a very good save to keep me in the game too. Right? So I'll keep ponging them until they hear me across the water now, buddy. Because as a Manchester United fan, we deserve better, though.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
We deserve better. We deserve better. Understand? Because if it wasn't for profits, the money fans putting out, they can't get them big salaries, boy.
Yeah.
They can't get them big salaries, so
Old Trafford sell out every single game.
I tell you, boy.
And
Every time-
you had to get your ticket from this last season, eh?
Yeah,
I tell you what,
yeah.
every time the announcer for Manchester game announce the
Attendance.
attendance 78,000, 79,000. Come on, and all they doing with that? Nah. Mino apologized for his mistake the last game, and he came today, and he stamped out the apology, boy. All saw the apology from Mino.
What, the performance?
No. He last
Yeah,
game.
apology.
Yeah, he apologized for his performance and his mistake.
Yeah, but I find we can still defend that. You know? But anyway, that was another bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get these last 2 comments on. Let me wrap it, guys.
Yeah.
Kurt saying here, hopefully when Lissandro returns, our back line will be better. Even the youngster Willie Kambala have been impressive, although it's just a few minutes. Yeah.
I don't know, I forget about that. I don't know, we changed so much of defenders. I forget about Lissandro Martinez.
Yeah, but we
So much defenders we using. I forget about he.
Yeah, Kurt saying here, who would love to see our backup keeper get a few games to see what he's made of? Yeah,
Yeah. For sure.
We need to because AFCON coming up just now, so
Yeah.
we need to kind of get anything.
Yeah, I hope Ten Hag don't just throw him into the deep, you know?
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anderson saying here, Old Trafford is still the largest stadium other than Wembley. Yeah, there you have it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so fellas, it was nice. Nico, JP, Dwayne, and those in the comments, you know. I mean, it's the season where people just be like with family, you know. So to have, I think throughout the show we had like about 15 of you all on the inside. So to have that kind of viewing, you know, we do appreciate it, man. You know, and even you guys on the pod here to you know to be here, we do appreciate it. So guys, we could be here again on when? Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday we go into Forest. So that we hope again we'll build on this performance and we will get a good result to keep us moving up the table, man. You know, so let's see how it goes. Hope for Forest, right? So fellas, see you on the next one. Have a good night.
Good night.